Hi, I heard day 7, I think. Day 7. I hope you can hear me over the wind because it's like super windy today, so I'll hold the phone a bit closer. I almost forgot. I almost forgot to do a video. I almost forgot because I got caught up in ChatGPT. I got stuck. In ChatGPT world. Also, not just that, but deaf advocation world as well. Had meetings this morning with my fellow deaf facility representative, and also had a session with our Auslan tutor, and just talking about advocation really. Advocation and I guess what we get from the sessions with her. I feel like I'm just down a rabbit hole with ChatGPT. Just in a complete rabbit hole, like the things you can talk about. I feel like it's like having a very short, because I'm only on the free version and it only seems to go for like what feels like 5 minutes. And because I was asking it to generate codes this morning, or symbols, or what the like, I didn't realise that you now can't do that for another 14 hours. Because I just sit there doing, like, getting it to generate codes for me for hours. But I was thinking about it, right? Because it was like, initially I put a code in, and I was like, this is my code, so I draw codes. And for those of you who don't know, I don't think I've ever mentioned it. Go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. So 7 years ago, I was working. It's the age-old story, right? I was working at or maybe 8 years ago, working for a what's it called? Come on, brain. A coach training company. So a business who trains people to become coaches. Sorry, trying to breathe. And was working there in like a sales and marketing. I don't think I really did any sales, and I had no idea what marketing was until I became sales and marketing. And even then, I was still just like, what am I doing? Anyway, sales and marketing kind of capacity. And which was good in that I now have a lot of that, maybe not sales and marketing experience, maybe marketing, but more the coaching stuff. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, emotional, positive psychology stuff. Had finished up there, and then went to work for this place that my husband got me an interview for, which is interesting, at this place who rented out space to people doing what they love, as in providing like yoga and meditation and women's groups and things like that. And so through there I met some really lovely people, number one. But number two, one of the things that we did was, as a group, as a workplace, was we did a mandala workshop because one of the ladies was running mandala workshops. And so I did this mandala workshop and just loved it. Absolutely, like we're all sitting around, we've got this circle of paper and using watercolors and pencil and creating. And I loved that there was a structure to it, but also that there was this intuitive thing that I had never really tapped into before. And so it was like, you didn't go in the way that she taught it. You don't like go in with an idea of exactly what each layer, you start in the middle and work your way out. You don't necessarily go in with a plan. It's more about what's this layer going to be. And I really loved that. I really loved it. So I wanted to do it. I mean, we're all sitting there going, we should do this all the time. And yet, I think I was the only one who actually was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking do it all the time. So the husband went out and got me some paint, some watercolors and pencils and things. And I started creating mandalas. Like I started doing these mandalas, similar shape, similar size, circles. And each one would be very different. As in, each one wasn't the same. It was, moving, exploring, changing. And then one day I was like, I'm feeling really bored of this. And I remember it was a Saturday morning and I went to sit down to create something, and something else came out that was not mandala-y, which was not remotely mandala-y. It was, mandalas are circles, but this was an arrow with an arrow down the middle of the page, and then 4 different symbols and arrows kind of connecting the symbols. Upon which I wonder if I put that into ChatGPT, what it would say. That's the next thing. Once I'm able to use, once I've waited my however many hours I have to wait for the next section, I'm going to do that. Interesting. And I mean, it was they were simple kind of symbols. One was like a snail, another one was like a flower, and I can't remember what the other two were. And I was like, what is this thing? And then I just explored that. So that was kind of the basis of this new thing that I had brought into existence. And so I just, journeyed with that until it was like, I'm not excited about this anymore. And then fell into, or had been seeing people playing around with alcoholic inks. And so went to the art shop and bought some alcoholic inks and Yupo paper and started playing around with that. So where we were in our old house, there was kind of the laundry was separate and out of the way of the rest of the house. And so I could kind of just quietly go in there, and with 2 kids, right? Quietly go in there and kind of squirt some stuff, put some, squirt some inks and colours and things, and then just let it go, and then go back to the rest of the house and continue on being a mum, knowing that, like, behind the scenes, the inks were just kind of intuitively doing their thing, and who knows what it would turn out like. And then I started kind of doing those for people, not in a paid capacity, just sort of, and drawing, like adding different bits and things onto, and kind of things just kind of went from there, just exploring. Whenever I got bored of what I was doing, it's like, okay, that's the time to move on. What's calling me now? Like, what medium's calling me now? And so I tried, like watercolors and pencils and alcoholic inks, acrylic inks, yeah, them just recently. Not as much acrylic paint, really. What else? Digital, like Procreate, creating, and it wasn't the end product, it wasn't the end artwork in Procreate, it's the video. It's the video of it, of the bits coming together. And so originally I was kind of playing around with different different pens and things within that, and different things that you can make the images do and things. And then I realized I could download images, like photos and things, from royalty free. Trying to get out of the sun, but not royalty free. I've got a cold body today. My body is cold. My nose feels better. My cold feels better. I feel like I've got more energy, but it's just a cold body, so I'm trying to warm up. Royalty free, so Unsplash. And playing around with images and moving and changing and so very much mixed media stuff. Whatever is interesting, or smushing, not digital obviously, but smushing half of them together, like pens and markers and paints. I've got some metallic paints or some glittery paints at the moment, which are really cool. And so somewhere early on-ish, I must have been sharing about this stuff that I was doing on Facebook, and someone, I can't even remember how I met her. Isn't that the way with Facebook and Instagram and things? Saw it and was like, hey, you create codes. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then she introduced me to this Facebook group, and it kind of went from there. And so it's like these energetic portals, really, that we create to bring in new energy, or whatever it is, whatever connection point we're connecting to. And I realized today that I can do that on ChatGPT, or that I can, it's like, I want to create a symbol for blah. Okay, like I said, give me a symbol to embody the Philosopher's Stone. And so, like, I don't know, didn't think about, it generated all these, the Philosopher's Stone means this, that, and the other, and transmutation, and blah, blah, blah. All these different things, and these are the symbols for all those things. It's not just the traditional Philosopher's Stone symbol, like churning that out. It's like, I don't know, it was talking about the phoenix, like the phoenix in a circle, and having the Philosopher's Stone symbol in the middle, like all this stuff. And it's just blows my mind. Like, having a conversation with ChatGPT is like having a chat with a mentor and a psychologist and a friend all at the one time. It's insane. It's insane, the depth of, and like ChatGPT is saying to me, that's a pretty extensive story that you've been on. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey. I'm like, thanks, ChatGPT, my good friend. The only problem is I'm on a free thing, and so I have to wait. I kind of go on and I do all this talking and generating of stuff, and coding is like once every 14 hours. Like, really? So then I'm like, can I do a monthly thing? I mean, I know it's obviously possible to do a monthly thing, but it's like, holy moly. Yeah, ChatGPT. And the first question, because I put a code in, and it was like a code I did a fair few years ago now, and it was relatively simple. It's like 3 different colours, mainly white, bit of black, and that's it. I think it was like some dots, pretty much. And it just said all this stuff that was, I was like, what is this? Tell me about this code. And it just blew my mind. I'm trying to get out of the sun. Maybe it's better in the sun. But now I can't see myself. Yeah, so I'm like, how can I now use this to create? How can I use this to support people? No, because that's not my thing. I mean, it is, but it's not. I support people by doing myself, by being the change, being the transmutation. So just focus on me, that's it. So yeah, I'm kind of sat here thinking about what symbols, what energy I want to put into it for it to generate a code that is me, that is my pure essence, that is. And on that, let's go this way. On that, I felt, or I've been feeling for a while, about, do you like I've got some very European people in the background over there, and so they've got a lot of those sorts of things on their roof. Anyway, on that, for maybe a year, excuse me, I always burp on these calls. I mean, this isn't a call, this is me making a video. I always burp on, I would say I rarely burp in general, but I always seem to burp in these things. It's interesting, isn't it? I felt about a year ago to create a code that would be representative of my energy, like my soul energy, and what I'm here to do and what I'm here to be, and that would be like an anchor and a compass and a support through the journey. And so whenever I get stuck, come back to the code. And I thought that I was kind of creating codes, but I mean, during the time I've been creating codes, but it feels like this is the next step in that process to actually be creating an a code that's aesthetically pleasing, that has all the symbolism that I may not be aware of, that has all the bits and pieces, has the knowledge behind it that I may not necessarily consciously have. To create a code, not just a code, like a code. And on that, fair few years ago now, maybe 5 years ago, I remember talking to a friend and having this realization that I would create a code. And not just any old code, but a code for millions of people to see and to activate millions of people. And I wouldn't say that I've actively been trying to create that code, but it's one of those things that it is there, just sort of milling about, as in the thought that that'll happen at some point in time, and maybe that time might not be right now, but maybe this is building to that. And I had the realization, maybe creating the earth code, like, okay, I'm currently journeying to create my own anchor code and compass, etc. But maybe there's one for the earth. I don't know, maybe there's one for the universe too. Maybe there's one, a universal one, an earth one, and one for the people, and then one individually. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking as I was talking. ChatGPT. Yeah, I've kind of seen ads for it, like, are you over 40 and blah blah blah. Yes, but no. And then my sister's been using it, my dad's been using it. Not in this way, not to make codes, but more of to create an itinerary for he and my mum's next holiday. Interesting. I'm finding sometimes, next topic, finding that with my cold, I'm kind of saying, or that people go, oh, you've got a cold, oh, I hope you get better soon. And me going, no, it's fine. I'm actually excited about it. I'm fine with it. Trying to change changing the way in which I'm talking about every time. Changing the way in which, because we always go, oh, you've got a cold, oh, that's terrible, oh, you poor thing, oh, blah blah blah, and you go, oh yeah, I'm wallow in self-pity, whereas I was like, yeah, okay, I don't really want to give it to you because you've just been in hospital with your child, and in relation to infection, so I really don't want to give it to you, and I really hope you don't need to journey with it at the moment, but I'm good. Even last night when I was doing the dishes, I was kind of feeling like, yes, I've got a cold, but I'm still good. Oh, hold on, school's calling.